What's going on, guys? It's your boy Uchi, and I am back once again. How y'all doing today? So this is a update video. I am doing a little bit better, and I feel inspired enough off of the binge reading that I've been doing as of today, I guess I should say, that I feel inspired to do this spoiler discussion video. Okay, I need to document my thoughts. Okay, because I was not expecting Attack on Titan to get this good. Okay, now this is literally giving me life. Like, this is bringing me back to where I should be right now, which is really good. This is a very good thing. No negative stuff here. This is all positive. Attack on Titan is one of my all-time favorites ever since I got into it many years ago. Right now, it's currently in season 3, and it is pretty much halfway done with part 2 of the anime. Now, if you're not watching, if you're not reading the manga, I highly recommend you do, especially if it's paining you to wait week to week. And then I want to guess around early August is when the anime is just going to come to a stop until we get season 4. And I just literally just choked on my own words, because I am in complete disbelief at what we're actually seeing happen in this manga. So here's your warning. If you've come to watch and support, I appreciate you guys. Don't forget to drop a like. However, if you are trying to avoid said spoilers, I am sorry, but this is the point in time where I highly advise you to get into the manga, consider reading it, and read it, come back, have this on like a favorites or something, keep a tab open, read the manga, then come back to this video, because I am going to purely talk about spoilers. Because normally I like to not do that, but I realize that when people want to see spoiler discussions, they will look up spoiler discussions. So of course it's already going to be in the title. Here's your warning in 3, 2, you better run. Attack on freaking Titan chapter 85-100 is what I just finished reading. It literally took me the span of a day, considering that I was still at work and whatnot. I had to drive home and all that kind of stuff, and I am here now. It is literally 10:14 p.m. at the time of this recording, and I started reading probably around noon today while I was at work and trying to read in between customers on my lunch break, and of course as soon as I got home. Now, the thing that I want to first and foremost talk about to get this out of the way is, guys, I can confirm right now the remainder of season 3 part 2 is literally going to teach us the truth about what lies in the basement, the truth about the world, the setting that we're actually in, and it teaches us a lot of things about a lot of relating characters that we probably didn't piece together just yet or quite yet. So going along with this, chapter 85 is literally titled Basement, just like the next episode of Attack on Titan, of course at the time of this recording, is titled Basement. And the reason why I decided to even go back and to watch or to read these chapters is because I was like, yo, I have to make sure I remember where I left off in the manga, because at this point in time in the anime, this is literally where I left off. Like, this is actually where I left off. And, I was kind of struggling with myself, just trying to come up with an idea of whether or not I wanted to actually go back and continue and catch up so that way I could be caught up, or did I want to wait week to week and, go through the elements of surprise and re-see or revisit things that I've already read in the manga in this anime format. But the fact of the matter is that this basement has literally been a topic of discussion for years. And the fact that I already previously read it probably 1.5 to 2 years ago already, and again, it's been so long that I kind of had to refresh my memory. The question was, am I gonna go and just crack and go ahead and read it? And the answer is, you're damn fucking right I am. So I go in, I crack open chapter 85, I'm reading through it, I'm like, okay, I kind of remember this, bam, they find what's in the basement, and here's the actual first bit of spoiler, and the rest of the video humongous spoiler territory. They get the key to a drawer. The drawer has a false bottom. Shout out to Death Note. They freaking take what's the false bottom and they find a picture and 3 books. The 3 books literally have all of the truth, the entire truth, and nothing but the truth about Titans, about the people, about the history of everything. And the picture is a picture of my man Aaron's daddy with his first wife and his first son. Now, I kind of thought this. I was like, I know I'm not gonna say nothing. But I did think this when I was watching the anime. When the Beast Titan recognized Eren, he said, "You don't look anything like Grisha Jaeger." And I was like, how does this dude know Grisha? I can tell you why he knows Grisha. That's his brother. Eren has a brother and is the Beast Titan. Bam, storytelling. Bam, plot twist. I'm in there. I was freaking out. Whew. But it doesn't. That is just like scratching the surface. Okay, because we learned my man's name is Zeke. That's a powerful name, Zeke. Eren's brother's name is Zeke. Okay, he gets bestowed upon the beast powers way later into the story. But the first part of this whole entire thing, and I'm pretty much gonna discuss what's left of season 3, I guess, with this spoiler discussion review, whatever you want to call it, is the fact that I feel like the next remaining 6 or 5 episodes, however many we have, is just gonna be a lot of flashbacks and just storytelling with Eren's dad and this character named Eren Kruger, I think his last name was, who acted as a part of the Malarian, I think. I forget how to pronounce it. But basically, the world is divided. Well, this world, I should say, this part of the world is divided amongst the race of Marleyans and the, it's an E word, Eldians. Alright? The Eldians are known to be like these devilish people, but realistically, they're only devilish people because they are direct descendants of Titans, aka the Great Titan, the Titan, the Titan that literally started us all. It was like 1820 years ago with Lord Rita and everything else. This individual, this being made a deal with like the Earth Devil, and through that, her soul was divided up into like 9 other Titans. Okay. And from generation to generation, they just had the power of the Titans. So the Eldians were looked at as devils because of this power. And the Marleyans are, they trying to act like, oh, they're above them because they're not devils. However, they're just actually scared because, you know, they got Titan powers and the Marleyans don't. But the whole like foundation of the story just it widens completely up. And it's just like, it's really not just them enclosed in 3 walls. They're on an island. They're on a fucking island. You understand? Like, the world is huge. Like, it's an actual globe. Like, they got continents and there's other parts of the world. Like, there's black people, there's Asian people. Like, there's actual different people. Like, think about it. When was the last time you saw a black person in Attack on Titan? Never. Because we have not ventured out yet. Now, with this truth, we are finally learning that there is so much beyond the walls, beyond the water. Okay, yeah, guess what? We get to the water. The dream is lived. Armin, Eren, Mikasa, they get to actually, they go beyond the walls finally. After a year goes by, I'm skipping around, I'm sorry. After a year goes by, they find the water. And I feel like at this point, that is where season 3 will end, and season 4 will begin with what's to come. And that's actually a perfect transition because season 4 is literally all about the other side. And oh my god, like there's all like the saying goes, there's always 2 sides to a story. Okay, the story that we have been given for 80 some chapters or however many episodes, it's pretty close in numbers. the fact that we've literally been seeing one side. We think like this is it, right? Nah. We get the whole other perspective of the Marleyans and the honorific or the honored or like they're like they're not really Marleyans, but like they allow people that are of the other race to basically fight along the Marleyans, and they can then become they are given like the honored Marleyan title, so that way their families can live in peace and they just don't get thrown into the battlefield as like Titans or like that's what they call it. Like they literally threaten the people. If you are not Marleyan, they threaten you to be used as an item of war, a freaking weapon of war, aka they have the ability to draw out your Titan power, because if you are of this other line, you can literally just be turned into a Titan. Like you get injected, done. You become a brainless Titan with no type of remorse or anything. Your objective is to kill humans, aka why we have all these Titans for 3 seasons straight eating the humans. We don't know why. That's been one of the freaking questions for how many years. Why are the Titans like this? Why are they like this? Now we know. It's literally part of the program. However, we do learn a lot more about other Titans and the actual abilities. The Beast Titan, he can actually control said Titans. He can tell them what to do. The funny part is, remember that part when Eren did it for a second in like season 2? Remember that? Well, guess what? It all makes sense, right? Because they're freaking brothers. They have the royal blood in their veins. And the crazy part is, all right, so let me backtrack a little bit. Let me finish off the rest of season 3 like I said. So chapter like 85 to like 94 or something like that is basically all this backstory. Grisha is literally, like, we see Grisha growing up as a child. We see why everything happens the way that it happens. The reason why Grisha becomes a doctor later on in the the story that we know, and we see why everything played out. And it's literally because my man was a child. He was a kid. Kids do dumb things. And he decided to take his sister. He decided to take his damn sister with him, cross these border walls, and guess what happened? They're not supposed to do that. They're of the dirty kind, right? And they took the sister. They beat up him, and by the time he got home, they said his sister was dead. They found the sister dead, unfortunately. Now, there's way too much stuff that I want to talk about that I don't want to give the full specifics and all the details, but long story short, the guy that basically allowed Grisha to live, or because he thought that it was a really cool trait that he what is it called, like he was able to just come out and accept his punishment, or he knew that he shouldn't have been wandering, so he said, don't hurt my sister, punish me and whatever, right? He thought that was cool, but this character actually ends up being super important. He is the owl. He is what they later, when they're trying to have this kind of revolt later on in Grisha's story, they have like some kind of cult underground group that's trying to like pose a revolt against the Marleyans, right? Because they want to live better and all that kind of stuff. And so what happens is they're getting leaked information from the owl, obviously someone that is within the Marleyans. But guess what? The owl is the dude who saved Grisha. And by the time Grisha got into some garbage, into some trouble, and he was literally about to get sent to heaven, aka they literally just kick him over the wall, they inject him with some Titan fluid, and they literally they dump them into the paradise. That's the island. That's the island where the Titans are at. That's where, when you find this truth, when you make sense of why everything is the way it is, it's just pure sweet juicy justice to the story and to the reader that has been investing all this time and love and effort into this entire story, right? And like to finally get answers that we've been asking these questions for so long, my man Hajime Isayama, yo, godlike. Dude is a god who wrote Attack on Titan. It's wonderful. Okay, so moving forward, long story short, Grisha is then saved again because the dude who was the owl kicked over the other guy. He said, pay close attention to what you're about to see. Cuts his hand. What do you know? He turns to a Titan. Guess what the man's name was? Guess what the owl name was? Eren. Eren. My man's name was Eren. Of course, Grisha named his second son Eren after this dude. And guess what? This guy, I'm pretty sure they didn't really, I don't know if they said this specifically, but I'm pretty sure he also gets the Attack Titan from the original Eren. Passes it down to Eren Yeager, okay? Now that part was dope. That part was OD. He basically gets Grisha. He convinces him to like, you know, to like stand up and continue the fight, because we also learn, and this is a fun fact about Titans, is that the reason why they continuously pass on the power from person to person is literally because when you are bestowed upon the power of the Titans, you have a lifespan of 13 years remaining on your clock. Whether you live healthily or not, that is just what happens when you have such great power. In 13 years, you die. So that's why they pass it down constantly. So right now, Eren actually, he's running out of time currently because, oh yeah, there's a time skip. Like, oh my god, like the story is OD. Next thing you know, after we get the backstory part of this basement, you know, finding of information and knowledge, Eren pretty much has all these, he like pretty much gets all these new memories of his dad and of the other dude, the original Eren, I'm pretty sure. And like he basically pieces it all together and he's just like, oh my god, like I can't believe this. And so going forward, they then go again along the other side of the wall. A year passes by, they find the water. Finally, the dream is lived, like I said before. And then at this point, this is where season 3 is gonna end. That is my prediction, because that's actually a very smart, that's a very smart way and a good placement to stop the move. Now the rest of this, John, from like 90 some to 100, we literally are introduced to the other side. Characters that closely resemble characters that we saw. Eren, Mikasa, freaking Annie. Like, all these kind of characters, they have like, it's almost like they got a counterpart. And the funny part was, and I don't even know if they revealed this earlier in like season 1, but Reiner, Reiner and Bertolt were cousins. They're actually real life cousins. So over on the other side, Bertolt, of course, deceased. They killed him. Armin is now the new Colossal Titan. He has a sister who is literally next in line to be the new Armor Titan. And she's actually OD. There's actually a really cool scene where she actually is on the battlefield and she saves a bunch of people's lives and all that kind of stuff. She does like, you know, some crazy diversion type tactic. It was OD. It was cool. And we were introduced to the Cart Titan officially. So at this point in time, we learned that there's like 8 specific Titans and they all got names. I don't know if I can remember. Let me see if I remember them. All right, we got the Colossal Titan, the Armor Titan, we got the Attack Titan, the Cart Titan, we got the Jaws Titan. That's a new one we haven't seen yet. Cart Titan we kind of did actually within season 3. So it's like the one where they're like on all fours and they look really weird. That's the Cart Titan. We got the Female Titan. We have the Beast Titan, and then I'm pretty sure Ymir might count, and then there's the last one, which is like the I forget what they call it. It's like the hammer something Titan or something like that. It's like the final one that we have not seen yet at all being used. So those are all the Titans, right? So within the other side, we see the cart and we see the Jaws Titan. Of course, the Armor Titan is still within Reiner. Reiner, now this also, when this stall starts, this is 4 years. 4 years later. There's more time on top of the time skip. So we're like literally 10 years deep if you want to go all the way back from the start of Attack on Titan. Now they're like young adults. My man Reiner, he got this going on right here, just like me. Oh, that's disgusting. He got this. He got a little bit of this. Okay? They're older. And I'm just like, wow. Like, this is crazy. We get introduced to a bunch of new characters. Of course, we see the whole Marleyan thing. And they are still, like, hating on the dirty ones, all right? And the fact of the matter is, they're still living with this mindset that the people that are on the island are devils. But see, here's the plot twist and the funny part that the reader realizes. They have all been lied to. They are literally fighting against each other or thinking like the other... Well, first of all, the people that are inhabiting, that are on the island, right? Which is where the 3 walls were. They don't even know that there's life outside of this island. They don't even know that they're on an island. They have no idea. They have literally been living their lives within these walls for so long. They have no idea at all. Okay? And that's the crazy part. Until, of course, they go to the basement and they learn everything, right? That's literally until that part. But the other side, they don't realize that the people that are inhabiting on the continent, yeah, like, or I'm sorry, on the island, yeah, like they have the Titan blood or whatever run through their veins, but it's like they don't even know that. So it's just it's a whole big loop of confusion on both ends, and you see that, and you read and you realize, you're like, holy shit, like this is crazy, like there's so much mess, but it's like a perfect blend of mess, because as a reader, you know the truth. They don't, but we do, right? So well done. I love the storytelling. And honestly, I said this on Twitter. And if you pay attention to my Twitter, I said when y'all see the festival, you're gonna freak out. I love when there is like an infiltration scene where the character is clearly in trouble. Whoever's like being sat down in like in a secluded room and around with walls and a window maybe, and it's dark and they're in trouble. This was done so well, because again, there was a festival going on. There was the Tiber family. They're kind of like a third. Well, no, they're not even. They're considered of the dirty kind, but at the same time, they're really not. I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's not really weird or confusing, but like right now, I'm just trying to get my thoughts out. So right now, my head's all scrambled because of how godlike this manga is. I still cannot believe like how good, and I still got like 17 more chapters to go. I just needed to do it now, because imagine how long the video would have been if I did a full 85 to 117. No, I'm wrapping up. Sorry. So if you stuck this long, I appreciate you. Okay. The festival happens. Meanwhile, there's a character that's limping. He's got no leg, long hair. Kind of looks familiar, but I can't really recognize him. Right? I'm like, I wonder who that is. The dude literally gets one of the young characters that we learn. I don't know if his name is Cole. I forget his name already. But he befriends this little kid who actually wants to become the next Armor Titan, right? He befriends this kid, and he actually gets him to search for Reiner and to bring him to this secret room that is beneath where this festival is being held at. Conveniently, right? And we learned this dude is actually Eren. My man snuck in the continent. When? We don't know yet. I actually don't know yet. I haven't read that far. But here's the part that I really appreciated. So the dude from the Yabur, Yai something, the Y family, he decided that he was gonna finally reveal the truth about both sides. And it is what I just said. It's that there really is no threat. There really should be no war like everything's good. Summary, right? And the people were confused. But he was also saying a lot of truth, saying that like how they got eyes on the island, and they were saying that like there's a person that's there where the ultimate Titan power is held, which is from the king, right? That this one person not only has the attack Titan power, but he has inherited this power too. And his name is Eren Yeager. So what I'm trying to say is that it looked like Reiner was about to get like educated, or it was almost like he was about to get like what's the word, like you know, like in any kind of movie where the interrogation. There you go. He was about to get interrogated by Eren, but Eren had nothing to say. He was just like, "Hi Reiner, long time no see." And Reiner was like, "I can't believe this. Is this real? Like, is this actually happening?" Reiner, like, you guys already know, they've been fighting in Titan form, and Reiner basically lived the whole lie when he was on the island. Oh my God, it's so deep. But but what happens here is that they can listen to everything going on in the festival. And when this guy is explaining every single bit of the history, it's almost as if Eren used him to basically relay this information not only to Reiner, but also to this kid who was ignorantly raised by ignorant adults. We can learn from this. There's a lot that you could pick out from this shit right here, and you can apply it to real life, okay? But I digress. It's at a point now where Reiner just breaks down and he's like, "I'm sorry, like, you know, like, I wish that I never existed. I wish none of this ever happened, like this and that." And he pretty much just confessed. He said that the reason why he's done everything, he just wanted everyone to look up to him as an older brother. He wanted to be the hero. And Eren, he sticks out his hand. He goes, "You and I are the same. We are actually one and the same. I understand you, Reiner." And I was like, "Yo, is Eren about to show that piece? Like, are we about to take another approach to this whole thing?" Because of course, the rest of the story, you know, we have to guess that Eren's here to just take names, take bodies, and just like to basically hand the receipt back to what all the damage that was done on his home turf. He didn't know. He had no idea. One day he woke up, a bird flew by. Next thing you know, the wall broke. There's a huge ass Titan before them. A Titan comes in, who's actually Grisha's freaking first wife, who eats his mom. That's funny how that works. Irony, right? And it just happened all in a day. Random day. But Reiner was a part of that plan. He knew. He was a part of that plan. So are we going to take a different approach? Are we actually going to see a peace offering from the side that is basically advantageous? They have Colossal Titan. They have the Attack Titan. They have the main Titan that they are looking to infiltrate to then reclaim for themselves. And then, of course, there's Annie in Limbo. And prior, they had their own warriors. So the Cart Titan and the Jaws Titan, they are now literally kept within like this tunnel. They can't even come out and defend themselves. The Islanders are literally in the complete advantage. Infiltration, DX style. And they literally, and Eren, it's almost like he's gonna let him know, like, look, we can start over. We can forget everything happened, and we can just continue together as one. Yeet! He said, "Oh hell nah! I'ma see my enemies through and through, like I told you all them years ago." And he turns into the freaking Attack Titan, and that is where my story ends. And guys, look, my discussion, this review is just the simple fact that I would imagine a lot of the viewers for this video are going to be coming here that have maybe already read these chapters. I'm just letting y'all know that I'm about to be caught up in the next few days, I'm sure, because I'm pretty sure I won't be able to read the remaining however many chapters I got, you know, in time. But I will say this. I am very upset with myself that I fell off the manga. This manga is amazingly written. The storytelling is ridiculous. If I could literally hug Hajime himself, I would. And if you're still watching this and you haven't read the chapters because you just don't care and you want to get spoiled, you want to see what happens, well, now is the time. Whether you pick, you read them digitally, you pick up the volumes of tankobons, or you get them colossal editions, because that's actually what I'm trying to get next. Attack on Titan. Because look, guys, there's only like 6 episodes left in the anime. Then we're gonna have to wait, what, another year? Read the manga. At this point, I can definitely see why I recently heard, like, months back, that Attack on Titan is actually coming to a close. And I can see why. The story is literally, like, it's seemingly coming to some kind of climax. Because now that we understand the entire world, and it's not just a literal subsection, we have been on an island for years thinking that this was it. We now only just figured out the whole truth. And now that we know, it's time. It's time for a war. So we'll see what happens from that point forward. But if you guys enjoyed this discussion, I know this is a long ass video. I'm very sorry about that. But I had a lot of thoughts. I've read a lot of things, and there's a lot of knowledge right here that I have because of all these chapters that I've read. So, with that all being said, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, hit me up on Twitter, all that good stuff. Hopefully, I will be back on my regular video grind and content grind. So, I appreciate you guys for staying patient and being with me. That really does mean a lot. Attack on Titan is where it's at. I'll see you guys. Take care of yourselves. May the power protect you, and I'll see you guys next.